Oh boy. We're live. We're live. Hey, how's it going? Hey everybody. I'm Daisy. I Noodle, but today I'm going to be playing some Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup because I like to hurt myself apparently. So this is one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm horrible at it. I've never beaten it once, despite the fact that I've been playing it for such a long time. Yeah, so without any further ado, let's just hop right in. So this game, I've probably done, it's a roguelike, so basically the only thing you bring from run to run is your knowledge of the game, and that means, I bring nothing to each new run, cause I never learned my lesson. It's basically the whole point is to try to get to the bottom of the dungeon, grab an ancient artifact, and get the heck out. Oh, hey John, how's it going? Yeah, so the point is to just get to the bottom and then get the ancient artifact out. There are a bunch of different races you can be, and I always play as a gargoyle because it's it's super easy. And I don't have the skills to play as any of the intermediate or advanced. I've tried the octopede a couple of times because they're like octopus people, which is adorable, but also they can't wear armor, so they're very squishy. They can wear 8 rings though because of the tentacles. But gargoyles are immune to all types of like status stuff, so I'm gonna play as a gargoyle. They're also relatively good at magic, especially earth magic, which makes sense, because they're, you know, made out of stone. But I'm going to be playing as a fighter. They start out with some armor, a weapon of my choice, a shield, and, you know, just a might potion, I think. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn the music down a little bit, because it got... it got a little on the rambunctious side. And then, there we go. And then we can just hop right in. I always choose a flail because also each different race gets like different proficiencies that they're good at. So gargoyles are pretty good with flails. So this is the dungeon. Everything is measured out in turns, so taking a step is considered a turn, so it's an entirely turn-based game. And one of the things I always do starting out is turn on all of these skills, because when you make them blue, it means that any skill you don't select, you don't train in. Level management is important in this game, because you only get 27 of them, and then that's it. You're done. So, I'm gonna use the auto explore function, because that just basically makes you, your character go through the floor until you see an item or an enemy. And now I'm going to kill this lizard. Yeah, so, you know, the thing about, oh, see, I'm already dying. It's a really tough game, and basically, the reason I have so many runs is because if you aren't extremely careful with the way you kind of mete out encounters, then you're likely to die. Food management is also important because you get rations starting out, but you can starve to death. So, I basically have to butcher each enemy I come across, and then you eat them going throughout the dungeon, which is like, okay, that's a little extreme, but also, you know, I'm into it. You can only butcher enemies that drop their bodies though, so, and then this is a ration, boop, but as you can see, I started out with the pea pods, Each of the ration looks different, but whichever one you start out with, like in terms of sprites, that's the one that is the one that you have throughout the whole game. So I'm just carrying around a bunch of peas in my pocket. Level 2, baby. So there are 15 floors to like the main dungeon sort of area, and each there are different branches of the dungeon as well. So the basic dungeon is 15 floors. You probably aren't gonna get to the 15th floor before you have to start exploring any of the branches, because the enemies just get so hard the longer you go on. So all of the items that have like a little green bounding box are items that you'll auto pick up if there aren't any monsters around, which is really helpful. But usually they're items like potions or scrolls. And potions and scrolls are like super important because it's basically the only way you can heal. And if you're a fighter, it's basically one of the few ways you get to actually cast spells. So the reason all of them just sort of, if you see this one has a little symbol in the corner and these ones are just glass potions, and the description here says a potion of might, but these don't mention what they are. With potions and scrolls, you have to drink them to find out, or use them to find out, and some of them are harmful. So I usually wait until I've cleared all of the monsters on a level before testing them out, because some of them, like, attract monsters, which is not desirable when you're this low level, because even here, like, facing more than one monster on any one of your sides is probably gonna be the death of you, which is why I use the tunnel strat, where I just run away and hide in a tunnel so enemies basically have to fight me one at a time, because otherwise likely at this low of a level you're just gonna bite it. Yeah, so probably on this, I say computer, I had an SSD crash in 2019 that sort of caused a lot of computer issues for me, but basically on this drive I have about 1100 runs in just this game, and about 400 on the previous one, and I find it especially... Oh, okay, so see how it says done exploring? That pops up when the auto explore realizes there's no like bits you haven't seen in the dungeon left. So basically you can just get ready to head down the stairs, and then I just pop all of my scrolls. So that was a scroll of fog. So now anytime I find a scroll of fog, it'll be labeled as such, so I can use it in the future without having to worry. So that was a scroll of blinking. It basically lets you traverse the dungeon in a controlled way. This is a scroll of identify, and it lets you figure out what other things are. So that was a healing potion. And you can enchant armor. Why did I pick such hype music? This music is too hype. Let's see. So, I'm not going to drink this potion. I basically tried to save all of my identify scrolls for... Oops. I double clicked. I basically save all of my identify scrolls for figuring out what potions are, because there's a certain potion... There's two ones that are dangerous in the... Oh, snakes. Okay. I gotta beat it. I gotta beat it before I die. If I weren't a gargoyle, these could poison me, and there are very little items that cure poisoning. Just one, and I don't have any of them right now. So you can sort of see how you might bite it early on if if you're like a different race that doesn't have poison protection. And you can see all of the various things I have as a gargoyle here, right? So all of the ones in blue are ones that are from my race, but you can get weirdnesses and mutations from like potions, or some gods grant them, because there's a god system in this game. Now that I'm like explaining it, this game seems really complicated, but really the loop is pretty easy. It's basically, oh no, okay, bunch of goblins. It's basically click on the enemies until there are no more enemies left. Just try not to die in the process. I've been playing a lot of this basically since the Backstreet Boys reunion tour started, because I find it very, very good for like relieving stress. Because essentially, I don't ever feel like this game is unfair. It basically prepares you for any situation, really, and as long as you're careful and not a big dumb, you shouldn't die pretty early on. The issue is I am a big dumb, so I do die early on. And most likely, oh, okay, so this is a shop. You can't sell anything to the shops. They're not interested in your crap. They only sell things. So, this is... this, is a special store that's associated with this god. There's an altar to this god right here. He's basically the god of money, so all of this stuff is really expensive, but it does, like, a lot of good stuff. But obviously I don't have the money to get any of it. I'm level 3. So that's not gonna happen anytime soon. If this is a run where I survive long enough to get enough money to go back and see if I can pick up any, I will, but chances are that's not gonna be a thing that happens. So yeah, I basically have been playing a lot of boy, these jackals are really on it today. I've been playing a lot of it since the quarantine started, because it really solves that puzzle solving itch, you know, in my brain, but doesn't make me feel dumb. Although if I do die, it definitely was because I was being dumb, you know. Let's see, I don't have any scrolls I picked up. I did pick up a ring, but I'm not going to put that on yet, because it could be cursed, and I would prefer to have some scrolls of remove curse before I put on anything that could negatively affect my stats. Because if you get a detriment this early on, it's oh no. Okay, so mostly I've been fighting goblins, hobgoblins. These are gnolls. They are a lot more powerful than the enemies I've been fighting, and I need to hightail it out of here, or at least into this tunnel, and then pop this potion of might. They're also all armed with spears, which have reach, so they can reach across 2 squares instead of most normal weapons, which can reach across 1. So I'll pop this potion of might and see if I can't get rid of them before they get rid of me. I might also have to pop... Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go up the stairs instead. And that's the game, essentially. It's deciding, am I equipped well enough to fight this battle yet? If there's an asterisk next to a staircase, basically you haven't seen the area that is revealed with the staircase yet. So this looks a little more manageable. Let's see if I can't juke around the jackals, and yeah, there's a small tunnel here, so I can... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There were enemies on the other side of the tunnel. No. Okay. Oh no! Okay. Well, let's see if I can't handle both of these problems at once. Level 5! Okay. So, that's essentially the gameplay loop. Almost exclusively for 2 weeks I've been playing this game in terms of any games, just because I find it relaxing and interesting. This is an altar to... Oh, let me kill this snake first. Oh, let me get in this tunnel before I kill this snake. This altar up here is the altar to a god that basically grants you an ancestral familiar, so you get to decide like what class your familiar is and like what its starting stats are, but that's basically the it's basically the only familiar you'll get from that god. And while it increases in level, unlike other like summoned creatures, and it can respawn, in the end, crowd management is going to be much more important later on, and it's not exactly super helpful with that, so I likely won't be picking that god. Usually I pick the slime god. Okay, so let's see. I got another potion of might. I'm level 5 now. Let's see if these gnolls are gonna heck me right up. Hopefully. Okay, so I should be able to... There we go. Okay, I got them. And now their flesh is mine to consume. Delicious. Let's see. Where is this lizard? I don't see it. Oh, it's over there. Okay. So, the lizards are basically gimme enemies. They're not tough for the most part. I think that's the level. So I got another scroll of identify and a couple of unidentified scrolls, so let's figure out what... This music is so hype! I did a bad job picking music for this stream, guys. It's my first stream. I'm figuring this stuff out still. I'm still working on it. I'll probably be streaming some art stuff as well on this channel, just cause, you know, that's fun for me. I don't know if anybody else will find it fun, but I think it's fun. So this purple cloud indicates that somebody just blinked, so I'm not gonna go that way. Oh, okay. So, usually purple clouds mean that somebody just blinked, but sometimes there's just, smoke effects. Let me kill this snake. Snake is dead. So this is a temple that contains, a lot of just like the sort of basic deities that exist, like, and deities are sort of split into 4 categories: good, evil, lawful, and chaotic, essentially. And lawful gods don't like chaotic gods, good gods don't like evil gods, etc. So sometimes if you pick a god that has a particular... Oh, I found another shop. Sometimes you don't even find shops in your entire run, so already I'm doing pretty good. Sometimes you'll end up with a god that's just like super hates you and everything you do just based on the god that you follow, so you gotta be careful. Okay. Phantoms are a pain in the butt. I heckin' hate these idiots. So I didn't kill that guy, he blinked. So now I have to find him, track him down, and of course he's gonna run away, and then he'll blink again. There he goes. So basically, if you're in like a mob of people, these guys are turn wasters. They're just there to make it so you waste your time having to chase them down, essentially. And as you can see, when you increase in level, it doesn't just increase your level, it increases your selected skills. So, that's why we sort of select the skills at the beginning, just to make sure that we aren't wasting our level bits. Now we've hit the orcs of the dungeon. For the most part, these guys come in groups of about 4, and the priests are the dangerous ones because they'll just call on their gods to smite you, and there's not much you can do about smiting. In fact, there's nothing really you can do to prevent it. It's not an insta-kill, but it does eat a good chunk of your health. So it's not it's not fun. Always kill the magic user first. Okay, so we've now come across an antique shop, which is crazy for level 4. Basically, if something is white text instead of gray text, it's got a bunch of special attributes. Like this enchanted item might have one special attribute, whereas these will have multiple. Sometimes negative, but most of the time they're positive. I can't afford any of them though right now. You can bet your sweet Bippy though, when I get enough money, I'm gonna see what that mace is all about. Oh, okay, so there's also... Oh, so this is a named artifact. This is particularly special because, like, these ones are generally spontaneously generated. They'll have names when you figure out what they are using an identify scroll, but, items like this are special. Oh, hold on. Items like this are special because they have a special description and oftentimes a special appearance, right? So this is an item specifically put in by the developers, and this resists cold, which is important because there are ice levels and stuff. As you can see though, the armor class is not very good because it is leather. So if I find the cold thing and have the money, it might be useful, but essentially leather armor is going to be something you wear if you're a different class. I've essentially chosen a tank. And that's more of a, like a berserker item, right? So, probably won't be picking that up. So I have 3 of these scrolls. So this is a scroll of teleportation. It's different from blinking because it'll, transport you randomly to any part of this floor. So, for example, if I move this way, suddenly I was up there and now I've blinked to this part of the map. Right, so, the random part seems like not great, but when you're surrounded by enemies and about to die, the fact that you'll be blinking probably far away from them in a couple of turns is important. Schools of Amnesia, I probably won't be using because, it's for magic stuff. That was a scroll of random uselessness, and that was a scroll of remove curse. So, when I find another one of those, that's going to be useful for this ring I got. Because then I can try the ring on, and if it's cursed, I don't have to keep wearing it. That was a centaur. I'm not hecking with that right now. That's too much. No thank you. I'll kill this imp, though. Yeah. So, I have 160 gold, and I think that mace was 168. So when we get 168, I'm gonna I need to eat some food. I'm gonna go ahead and go back upstairs and get that mace. That was a howler monkey zombie. There are enemies and then zombie enemy versions of those. Howler monkeys cause a lot of noise, and noise attracts enemies to you, so you either want to kill them fast or get the heck out of there. Because otherwise they'll just attract everybody in the level to your location. Oh, okay. So this is our first named enemy. He is a special enemy that has certain attributes. This guy in particular always has a whip, and he always has about 4 human slaves with him. I'm going to run away, and the reason I'm going to run away isn't because I couldn't kill him. It's because I don't want to accidentally kill his, slaves. Because that would suck. Oh! Hey, Medic Troy! How's it going? I don't want to kill his slaves, because essentially, if you, manage to kill him, if any of his slaves are alive, they're freed, and then they just sort of wander around the level for the rest of time. So I'm going to come back to him, but his slaves will attack me as long as they're still under his control, and I don't want to die, because I've definitely died trying to free his slaves before they kill me. So I'm gonna head back down to this staircase and hop back up it before this guy reaches me. Okay, and I'm gonna find a different staircase to go down and see if I can't whip back around him to basically gank him from behind while he's not paying attention. Let's see. I didn't check to see how much money I have. I did just get to level 7 though. Okay, level 77. I'm gonna pick this gold, but well, I'm gonna kill this adder first, and then I'm gonna pick this gold up and go see what that mace is about, particularly because there's an item of, or a scroll of remove curse right here now. So I'm gonna go back up and see what this, that's the clothing shop. Where is the, I think it's over here. Yeah. So I'm gonna see what this mace is about. I've been training maces, which is why I'm going for maces. The skill also applies for like flails and whips, and basically they all attack the same way, but they have different levels of power and accuracy to each of them. So let's get this and hope it doesn't do me a bad. Okay, so it didn't do me a bad, it did me a very good. So if we look, maces have base +3 accuracy and base 8 damage, and this is a +8 mace, so it does 16 damage, which is ridiculous. And it also has a chance to freeze enemies, and it increases my strength by 2. Your 3 basic stats are strength, intelligence, and dex. I'm not very dexterous and I'm not very smart, but dang if I ain't strong as heck. Look at that. So, that did me a very good. And it wasn't cursed, so I'm gonna try this ring on. Okay, so this will just protect me from cold. There's a version of this that's for fire as well, but a ring of cold is different from a ring of protection of cold, because it increases your cold spell damage essentially, and also makes it so you, I don't remember what staircase I went down. Oh no, okay, I think it was this one. I am gonna grab this pair of gloves though, because these might not be cursed, and having some extra AC might be nice. Okay, yeah. They were cursed, so I'm gonna wear those now. Yeah, essentially I just got very lucky by getting a pretty good weapon. Floor 4, which is pretty good. I like maces because they're basically, if you're good enough at them, it's like a one hit, one kill. My favorite weapon, though, is probably axes, because when you swing axes, maces only target one enemy, but when you swing an axe, literally each square around you, it hits an enemy in it. So this one, this one, this one, this one, all of these squares around you, it does a hit. So if you get a strong enough axe, like, you can really, your crowd control isn't gonna be an issue, like, at all. So, okay. Some orcs came to this section of the dungeon while I was gone. Okay, so one of the items I picked up is a wand. Wands, they have charges. When the charge is all out, they disappear from your inventory. But they each do different things, and a wand of acid is pretty good, so I'm going to set my skills to train in evocations, which is what wands use. And I'm not very good at. I have a natural -1 too, but it's particularly useful in a situation like this, because I'll show you. It hits multiple enemies, and this one in particular goes through all of them. So, as you can see, we just killed a quokka zombie, an orc, and another orc in one hit. So, that's pretty good turn management, and is pretty good just DPS in general. I mean, that wizard just ate it. These are special throwing weapons, tomahawks, and these ones in particular, I probably won't train in throwing weapons because it's not a good use of my EXP, but these ones in particular I picked up. I don't generally pick up tomahawks, but they're tomahawks that when you throw them at an enemy, it causes enemies to blink away from you. So if you're like surrounded by a bunch of people, you can just yeet an axe at them and they'll end up on the other side of the map, which is useful. I think I'm probably strong enough to heck with this centaur now. Let's see. Yes, okay. So ants are generally poisonous, but I don't have to worry about that. Oh, here's a second named enemy on this level. He is a little goblin man, or she is a little goblin lady. Sometimes, I don't remember if she's the one who blinks. I don't think she is, but she definitely can use poison on you, so it's... Sometimes that fight doesn't go well if you don't have, like, poison protection. So this is another... I'm getting all of these fancy maces early on. This is another ancient artifact, but this one's already identified. So if I had 769 gold, noise, I could get it. But I think I'm going to stick with mine because even though Morning Stars do more base damage, they're less accurate. So accuracy is kind of important. Okay, so this idiot is all by his lonesome, so I'm going to hit him with this Staff of Random Effects. That didn't do anything. He resisted it. Let's try it again. That didn't do anything. Oh boy. Let's hope. Okay, so that sped him up. That made him faster. That's the problem with using the Wand of Random Effects, but I should be able, with this new mace, to kill him before him and his slaves get me. Ooh. It might be a bit close. I'm gonna pop this Potion of Might just in case. Okay. So... that did it. I reached level 8, and now when I hit enter, as you can see, all of these boys don't gotta worry about this idiot anymore. So yay! I don't have a god yet, because I haven't picked one. Some gods, the yellow circle indicate an enemy, or a monster that isn't hostile towards you, and is even maybe actively friendly. So, it's... Some gods really, really hate it when you kill innocent enemies. But I really hate it to kill innocent enemies. So even if I'm like beholden to an evil god or something like Trog, who just wants everybody to die and especially hates magic users, I'm probably not gonna ever kill his slaves on purpose just because I feel bad about it. I don't feel I don't feel good about it. I know, right? This game is nutty. It's got a lot of really crazy mechanics that all sort of interplay together, and like I didn't learn any of this looking up stuff. This is all stuff I sort of had to learn on my own just playing it. I actually don't even like look up, except for controls, because sometimes I forget what shortcuts are. I don't look up like any information about like enemies in this game or or like dungeon progression or anything, because to me part of the fun of a roguelike is like figuring all that stuff out, you know? So I just picked up a spell book. Yay! I won't be able to use any of them though, because armor and like a shield especially impedes your magical casting. So if I go to memorization, this is my spell book. Next I got the spell Corona. Not gonna lie. It's not a well-named spell for 2020. Next to it is your percentage of chance to cast the spell, or for the spell to fail, actually. So I have a 97% chance of, if I try to cast the spell, it failing and not being cast because of my armor. So I'm not going to be a spellcaster probably. You also, just because you have a spell in your spell book doesn't mean you can use it. You only have so many spell slots, essentially, so you have to train in them, using points you get as you level up, which is why the Scrolls of Amnesia are particularly important for spellcasters, because eventually, if like all of your spells are low-level spells, and you need to cast higher level ones, you gotta free up some spell slots, you know? Oh, okay. This altar is an altar to a trickster god. I used to almost always use that god, because essentially, if we go by D&D terms, this music is too hype. There we go. If we use like D&D terms, he's basically a god that grants you a deck of many things. And like they're different types of decks, but essentially, storm beasts can be dangerous because they turn invisible sometimes, and invisible enemies are a real problem because you literally can't see them, so you just have to guess. Yeah, so he basically grants you like 3 decks of many things. One's like one that casts magic spells, one's will summon creatures, and one has to do with like things that might help you escape from a battle. But I just got smoted. Why? Why have you done this? So, this orc just asked his god, Biog, to do me an ouch, and he did. So, I'm gonna retreat into this tunnel a little bit, and hopefully bonk this man until he dies. Or until I die. There's so many! Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna eat this priest. This priest has been made food by me. So, yeah, priests aren't... Oh no! Prince Ribbit! This guy's an asshole! So he's something called a blink frog, which is a type of enemy that you'll encounter later in a branch of the dungeon called the Lair of Beasts. But he's very powerful, especially for this floor of the dungeon. And also, he turns back into a person after he dies. So, what kind of stuff do I got? 'Cause I don't think I can just bonk this man until he's dead. I'm gonna try to blink him out of here. That didn't work. Okay. I'm gonna try to use acid on him. Acid corrodes you, which reduces your AC and your weapon attack. Okay. So it missed and he blinked. So I'm gonna back up a little bit and hope, yeah, he didn't blink behind me. Let's see. He blinked before the acid hit him. As you can see though, this bullfrog zombie, he's got a little symbol next to him. That means he's been corroded. This is a jelly. The god I usually worship, all of his subjects are jellies and slimes and all these really cute things. But until I start worshipping him, they're all gonna try to kill me. And they naturally corrode, so you have to be careful because, okay, I killed it before he corroded me. I'm gonna try to hit this frog. Okay, so he's corroded. Okay. Whew. That's actually another thing I like about this game is a lot of times in games, I'm gonna rest and heal up. A lot of times in games you'll like get items and you'll end up never using, oh my god, how many named enemies are on this floor? This guy, Eustachio, despite he has a glorious mustache, but also he summons just like a bunch of creatures and blinks all over the place. So he's definitely a pain in the butt to do a hurt to. Let's try to hit him with my last wand of acid. It missed. Okay. Wand of random effects. Oh, it put him to sleep. I'm gonna kill this man in his sleep. Ugh. I'm a little sad actually, because I kind of wanted you to see what he hexed with, but I did too good of a job murdering him. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm actually not doing too bad. Generally, by the time floor, I'm gonna say 4 comes around, is the first time you encounter an ogre, and those guys are very, very strong. They're gonna do you a punch, and it's gonna be a bad time. So basically, if floor 4 there are no ogres, it's pretty dang good. I am going to enchant my shield this time. I'm more likely to keep the same shield all throughout the game because there just aren't that many like enchanted shields out there. I have some remove curse scrolls, so I'm going to try this on. This is a ring of wizardry, so I'm never going to use it, but it increases your ability to cast spells, so now I have a 71% chance for the spell to fail. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Oh. A free ancient artifact lying on the floor. That's great. I'll be taking that, thank you. Oh, there are all these jellies. I do feel bad because if you okay, he didn't notice me. If they have a little question mark next to their head, they're like, I hear a sound, but I don't know where that sound's coming from. I'm gonna wander around a little bit. I am gonna pick this up and hope that it doesn't curse me. Okay, so this is cursed, which means you can't take it off. That's not always an issue, because as you can see, it's +1, you resist corrosion, +2 strength, and plus stealth. But also, I do want to be able to take it off if I need to, so I am going to pop a scroll of remove curse, but I am going to also keep keep this on my body. Usually cursed items have negative stats that affect your body. I am gonna put this, ooh, not cursed, okay. Okay, so he hasn't noticed me at all, which is weird because my dexterity increases your stealth. My dex is Garbo, so yeah, he definitely should have noticed me. There we go. So I'm gonna lead them into this tunnel and then do a murder tunnel. These guys are kobolds. They usually have like poison weapons, and this guy is a big kobold. He's a little more beefy. Something you do have to be aware about, if you look, these are the corpses you can butcher and eat. But kobolds have poisonous flesh, so you can't eat them. So, as you can see, there isn't anything edible to butcher here. I have definitely starved to death before. That has been an issue in the past. So while some gods are like, hey, don't eat the flesh of sentient creatures, a lot of gods are like, man, eat whatever the heck you want. Oh, this is an acid dragon. He spits corrosive slime. But I am resistant to corrosion now. Ho ho, what are you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing you can do. Ugh, I hate these guys. Cause you can't tunnel them because they blink everywhere. And then of course, giant cockroaches, because secretly this game is a Fallout game. Let's kill this imp first. And hopefully the jelly doesn't notice me. He didn't notice me. I'm gonna sneak up and kill this jelly in his sleep. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, jelly friend. Boy, there are a lot of jellies on this level. Usually the slime god is, he only has like an altar in the branch of the dungeon called the Lair of Beasts, specifically in or around a sort of cave called the Slime Pits. Oh, this is an ugly thing. They change colors depending on other ugly things around them, and each different color does different types of damage. Like, I think white ugly things do, air damage, I think. I don't remember specifically. Oh, and there's our first ogre. To give you an idea of the type of damage these guys do, the clubs they wield are too big for you to wield unless you play as an ogre, and while they're like minus like 3 to hit, they also have 22 strength. So it's kind of a problem. So let's see if I can kill him before he kills me. Boy, there's just a lot of people coming out of this structure. This imp has a magic staff in his hand. Man, oh boy, okay. Okay, so I am strong enough at this point. My first ogre showed up when I was level 9 apparently. So I'm level 10 now, yay. Okay. I feel like I'm not giving you guys an accurate look at the type of game this is, because I don't usually find this many artifacts just like lying around. Like if we look over here, I just picked up an ancient ring artifact off of somebody's body. So let's see what this does. Okay, so now I have the ability to blink. I have the ability to blink. I'm much smarter. And Slay specifically is a stat that deals with your accuracy and weapon damage. It is streamer luck. I talk about, you know, in the title I put, oh, I'm so bad at this game, I do such a horrible job, and I'm talking about what big of an idiot I am, and then I keep getting all of these these really good items. But yeah, so Slay +5 is ridiculous. It basically adds +5 accuracy and +5 damage to my weapon. So I'm gonna be... There are special items in this thing, what's happening? So I don't really use staffs because again I'm not a magic user. And this is enchanted, but if you click, it's a two-handed weapon, so I wouldn't be able to use a shield, so I'm not gonna use it. But it's a weapon with 3 blades! 3! I just think that's really funny. Oh, there's a killer bee here. Oh yeah, this is the history of all the things that are happening here at the bottom of the screen. Oh shit! Okay, so that's why I've been finding all of these good items, because they're gonna now attempt to murder me. So this is a Cyclops. He just threw a gigantic rock at my head. And they're stupid strong. I'm not supposed to encounter these guys for a long time yet. I just sped him up. I'm gonna teleport to a different side of the map, because if I stay here, I 100% will be dying. I'm taking this spell book with me. So that's why they've been giving me good items, because this is gonna be... The enemies are gonna be stronger than I can handle initially. So, that's good to know. That's good to know. I am gonna go up a floor actually and test out some of these scrolls where if it's a scroll of noise, I don't. Okay, so this is a scroll of enchant weapon. Ancient artifacts can't be changed. They are as they are. So this type of scroll only works on like normal weapons that you'll find in the dungeon. Scrolls of immolation are a type of item that's called a dangerous item. Scrolls of teleport are technically dangerous items too. And the reason is they can help you, but they can also heck your heck up if you're unlucky. Okay, so this is the other side of the map. I'm gonna avoid that Cyclops as best as I can for now. There are lots of things that cause noise as you go through them. Like sometimes when you open a door they squeak and all the monsters are like, oh, somebody had just opened the door. I'm gonna go beat him up. But you can close doors, but I don't remember how. I did the tutorial so long ago, and the only shortcuts I use are basically the auto-navigate and the butcher thing. So, this is a iguana. He's a little stronger lizard, but still a lizard nonetheless, so he shall die to my blade. Well, mace. Okay. Oops. It auto-navigated me back to the this. So, actually, this music is appropriate for the situation I'm in. I am going to test my luck, though. I'm going to pop this scroll of fog to reduce his accuracy. So, as you can see, this sort of bright lit area is where I can see now. So he can't see me to throw rocks at me, so I'm gonna retreat to a more strategic position and see if I can't bop this idiot. Okay, he's right here. Depending on how hard he hits me, I might immediately pop this blink scroll to get away. And then just go down a floor and see what that has in store for me and maybe come back for him. So I'm gonna... Oh, I killed him! This mace is better than I thought. Okay, so that actually turned out pretty well. This is an invocable as well. It's a type of item though that once you use it, it has to recharge. So, let's see. All these purple dots on this map are stairs leading down. This is an emergency hatch, which means you can go down, but then you can't come back up. There are emergency stairs upwards as well, which are more useful. I don't understand the point of emergency hatches downwards, honestly. Well, I guess they'll come more in handy later on in the game, because once you get the ancient artifact that you're here to... Ooh, that's an ice beast. I'm going back up. Once you get the ancient artifact that you're here for, you have to leave with it, and all of the enemies come back and are way stronger. Oh, okay, this is also bad. So I'm gonna check over here, and if it's also bad... Oh, okay. So see how there's no asterisk? That means I've seen the part of the floor that this leads to. Yep, so it was right over here. So now there's this hippogriff that wants to murder me. So I'm gonna go back to this staircase, and test my luck with the ice beast. And the hound! It's all part of the same area! Okay, there's a tunnel this way, so I'm gonna... Just in case he wakes up. Okay, he didn't wake up. Now he woke up. I'm gonna bop this idiot. Idiot's dead. I'm gonna bop this idiot. Oops. I'm gonna go in this tunnel, actually. Oh. Okay, so this is an alarm trap. And they are horrible, because essentially what they do is it's not like noise. It doesn't just make enemies start looking for you. It tells enemies exactly where you are, and you have a mark on you that specifically attracts them to your location. So it's really bad to accidentally bumble into one of those. I'm gonna head over this way and see if I can't tunnel this hippogriff and these orcs if they followed me up here. Okay, they didn't. Yeah, so let's not step in that. This is another store with some good stuff. Scarves are useful because they usually have some pretty interesting enchantments, but I don't have enough money, and okay, they're gone. Let's see what some of these other potions do. Potion of Ambrosia, it makes you confused, which makes you sort of bumble around, and sometimes you hit walls and stuff, but it also increases your rate of regeneration for your health. So this is literally better than no healing at all sort of scenario. And that's just lava! So I'm not going to step in that. I can't, but also I'm not going to intentionally. These are glass walls, which is why I can see in there, even though obviously there's a wall in the way. This is the snail god. In return for you becoming slower and slower and slower, he gives you certain benefits, like being able to slow enemies as well. But I don't like him. He's bad. He's dumb. I murdered both of those dogs in their sleep. I'm a monster. Okay, let's see. That's a lizard and that's a scorpion, and this scorpion needs to die before the lizard, so I'm gonna hit this guy first. Why is my dex so good? It's not. I guess... Hold up. I'm gonna look at... Yeah, this is my stealth stat. Each period is the levels I could get. I only have +3 right now, which at dungeon level 8 should not be enough for me to be able to sneak up on these guys and bop them in their sleep. So I don't know what's happening there. This is another altar. He's a god who just likes it when you kill everything. He's fine, but here's another altar to a god that likes it when you just kill everything. As evidenced by all of the lava and the fountains of blood. He's the one who basically turns you into a barbarian and lets you use rage. And in exchange, he wants you to kill every magic user. And if you ever use a single magic spell, he's like, bitch, what? Nah. Nah. Um, if you stop you can actually change gods, like stop worshipping certain gods, but some gods take it better than others. They really, some of them are really just straight up like dicks if you switch religions. Like they'll send monsters after you. They'll like randomly make you confused. The trickster god will basically will like summon enemies against you, or randomly have destruction spells go off around you while you're trying to live. So I definitely really enjoy the religion system in this game because there's a reason to worship the god you worship, you know? Like, it's a lot of benefits, but also, you know, they make it less like, a lot of the times there's no, like, real downfall to you, switching gods in, like, you know, like D&D or, like other games that have god systems. But nah, these gods straight up, they're like, oh my god, I can't believe you started worshipping that bitch, I hate her. Pardon me, I had to take a drink. I've been doing a lot of talking. Okay. No unidentified scrolls, but lots of unidentified potions. Oh! This is a potion of experience. You automatically gain a level and get to pick which, skills you also want to gain levels in. These are incredibly rare, and sometimes don't even show up in your playthrough at all. I guess it is the streamer luck. It automatically picks all of the ones you have highlighted and then certain ones that you might not, like unarmed combat. But I'm using a mace. I'm not gonna punch people with my fists. I'm also not gonna throw stuff, and I'm not gonna cast spells. Let's see. The reason why skills are important to train, especially in weapons, is because things take turns, but sometimes certain weapons take more than one turn to like swing. So basically it makes you move faster, and also it makes you use them more effectively, because you don't necessarily do all of the damage your weapon says you do until you're sufficiently trained in that weapon, right? So if I found a really powerful axe on like level 1, and I was untrained in axes, I'd be able to use it, but I wouldn't be able to use it to the best of its ability. Let's see, what could use it? Honestly, all of these look pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and click, oops, I undid it. I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. And as you can see, I just gained a bunch of levels in all my stuff, and also reached level 11. Yay! So that was really great for me. Okay, so this is another dangerous item. It's lignification. It turns you into a tree. Which means you can't move, but also you're a big heckin' tree, so like your AC goes up, and you know, like, you're able to take hits better. So some people use it. I used to use it more often, but I found that really, honestly, if you're actually, I'm gonna drop some of these items. If you use it at the wrong opportunity, you're gonna die, because running is always going to be more valuable than a temporary boost to your AC. Running is essentially the #1 way to survive this game. Just, oh, okay, this is another named enemy. I'm gonna see if I can sneak up on her and do her oh no, she woke up. Okay, well, I'm gonna see if I can do her a murder. As you can see, she cast an explosion spell, which caused a lot of noise. So if you look here, Erica casts a spell at you, the energy hits you, energy explodes. Something shouts, "Scamper away, thou rank fen-suckled crab Langthorn!" So, the Crimson Imps insult you. And their insults are always really funny to me. Also, you hear a bark, so that means there's a Crimson Imp and some kind of hound or jackal that heard the explosion go off, so now they're gonna be looking for me. So she just made me confused. If you look here, positive and negative effects will show up. Yeah, see, there's an imp. And there's the dog. So, oh, heck, she really just did me a serious boot. So, I'm already confused, so making it back to the stairs might not be something I can do, just because I'm probably going to bump into a wall a couple of times. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a potion of ambrosia, because I'm already confused. And this will confuse me more, but I'll also heal more. So we'll see if that offsets the damage she's doing to me. And then I'm just going to continue to try to bop her until... So what happened there, if you look, she cast a bolt of poison. It didn't hit me, but bolts of poison can move through multiple enemies, so it hit the hound behind me and she killed the hound. So I didn't even have to do that. So let's do this. Let's do this woman a murder. Okay, we killed her. Erica usually has some kind of scimitar. It's been enchanted, but I don't want to use long blades, so I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm gonna tunnel these guys, cause yeah, okay. So like everybody heard all the spells she was casting at me. So I'm gonna tunnel up for a while, and if I see something that I'm like real scared of, I'm just gonna pop back up these stairs and go down a different way. It seemed like it was mostly kobolds though. So we're good. Good. Okay. There's more of them though, so I'm gonna tunnel again. Later on there are enemies that literally destroy walls as they like cast spells at you, because they're earth casters. So tunneling isn't necessarily something you can do with them. This guy is an orc warrior. The difference is they have better weapons and better armor, so they're a little tougher to kill. So let's tunnel these guys and then see if I can whack him. See if I can do a good bop. Okay, so okay, so a bunch of orcs are coming out of the woodwork, and the priest is all the way over there. Okay. This is a wyvern. They are usually, usually they're not too much of an issue by the time you see them. If you encounter one, obviously, on a lower level, you're gonna have a bad time, but it's at the point now where I should be high enough level to dispatch a wyvern pretty quickly. So this is a potion of curing. It's different from a potion of heal wounds. Heal wounds just affects your health, whereas a potion of curing cures poison, disease, and rotting, but I'm immune to poison, disease, and rotting as a gargoyle. So, that's nice. Oh, okay. So that's a killer bee. And I'm going to circumvent it, not because one killer bee is hard to deal with, but because usually they move in groups, and as you can see, the lower you get in the dungeon, the less set up you are to tunnel enemies, because the programmers knew what they were doing. They were like, yo, if these tunnels are narrow enough, they're just gonna hide in them, so they only have to deal with one enemy at a time. But basically, I just found a tunnel, so if there are a bunch of them, I'll just lead them back there, and, yep, there are a bunch of them. Okay, so I'm gonna lead them back over here because I'd prefer not to die. It's hard to hit a moving target in this game as well. There is a special amulet you can get called Amulet of the Acrobat that when you're standing still or running, it makes you... No, when you're running it makes you more difficult to hit, but when you're standing still it doesn't offer any like bonuses. So basically it makes it so you can run away real good. Okay, there's a bunch of these guys, but I'm gonna see if I can kill this priest before they... Nope! They woke up. So I'm gonna lure them back here and then do a bop. Usually, so he just turned invisible, and then when he died, he turned back visible. And auto pick off gets turned off when they're invisible enemies because picking up things takes a turn. And while you're like trying to figure out where an invisible enemy is, having turns being taken up by you auto picking something. Oh, a vampire! Okay. These guys are much more difficult if you can pick up diseases, but I'm a gargoyle, so I can't pick up diseases. However, they do tend to be pretty formidable. Tend to be. Let me reiterate. I picked up some very good armor and a very good weapon pretty early on, so I'm doing a lot better than I usually do. The real test, though, will be if there's sort of a wall you hit at certain levels, and not like dungeon levels, but like levels, just because like enemies don't respawn, right? So you basically have to kill every enemy if you want to be able to level up to a point where you can actually get to level 27. But also, like at level 21 I've noticed, the difficulty gets turned up just real high. So, if you're not well kitted out by level 21, you're gonna have a bad time. It's gonna be an ouch. And no... Oh. I have 2 rings I haven't tried. I have no scrolls of identify though. Okay, so this is a ring of attention. That alarm trap I talked about, that's one that's permanently on your finger if you don't have a scroll of remove curse. Ooh, and a ring of see invisible. I'm gonna use that because I'm getting to the point of the dungeon where there's an enemy called an unseen horror, and as the name suggests, he he can't be seen unless you specifically can see invisible enemies. Let's see. For the most part, picking up items that are just like lying around, unless they're ancient artifacts or have some sort of enchantment on them, chances are they're just going to be like a +0 item. I did pick up this cloak that's likely just a +0 cloak. I forgot to put it on though before I encountered enemies, and you don't necessarily want to try on and take off armor while there are enemies around because it takes turns, and each turn is an opportunity for them to get closer, for them to mop you. So, yee. I used to do reach weapons like this a lot, but I basically figured if I'm gonna be a tank, I'm gonna like tank, you know? And spears, while they have a longer reach, they don't do nearly as much damage as a mace. So I've had much more success with the mace. Oh, okay. So this is an Eye of Draining. He slurps up all your magic. If you worship the slime god, like eyeballs are also beholden to the slime god. So any kind of eyeball, because there are a bunch of eyeball enemies in this game for some reason. But they'll become your friends if you're a slime god boy, but I'm not a slime god boy yet, so I'm gonna have to kill this man so he doesn't kill me. Let's see. Okay. So this is one of the branches of the dungeon. It usually shows up on floors like 8 through 11. And it's the lair of beasts, so that has things in it like alligators and killer yaks and hydras that if you use a bladed weapon on, you know, they grow more heads, but I have a crushing weapon. This is a death yak. There's two types of evil monster yaks in this game. I don't know why, but the death yak is way more deadly and they move in packs, so I'm gonna see if I can tunnel them. They might do me a hard bop, but I've been saying that. Ouch. Okay, see, so he just got me for about almost 20 damage. So I'm gonna see how well I do just bopping him. If I manage to kill him without taking too much more damage. Okay, so I should be able to kill this. Ooh. Now we're getting dicey, so I am going to drink a couple of those. The potions of curing also heal less than the potion of heal wounds. So I'm gonna bop this guy and see how he do. Okay. So as you can see, I gained a level from that, and that's because he was way stronger than me. I'm gonna put that point into strength. And the reason it increased by 2 is because I naturally would have gained a point in strength from that level anyway. Oh, there's an orc. Ogre. Ah! Ho ho! Also, the bigger the enemy, the more meat they give you. More yaks! They don't really know where I am, though. See the question marks? So I'm gonna... That's a lot of yaks. Okay, so I might go back this way and see what this path has to offer me for a bit. Oh! Snorg! Great! Snorg is a troll, and not only do trolls have super razor sharp claws, their rate of regeneration is ridiculous, and Snorg in particular can go berserk, which increases his speed and his power. So he's a pretty tough boy. So I'm gonna see if I can check out what this has to offer me and see if it's better. Okay, so something murdered a hippogriff here, so that's always a good sign. These red squares means that you can't travel in these squares, and also while I can travel in shallow water, if although it reduces my accuracy if I oh, okay, he died from the hot steam that the lava and the water make. Because that's the thing. This game tracks whether or not hot things are near water, and if they are, it makes steam that hurts. I don't know, man. There's a lot of complicated mechanics in this thing now that I think about it. I was like, yeah, oh, look at that blast of hot steam. Good thing I wasn't standing there. Okay. I was like, I'm gonna play just a real chill, easy game. Not like easy, but like, you know, easy to understand game for my first stream. And now I'm playing it, I'm like, wait a second, this is way more complicated than, oh no! So, these are basically bee nymphs. And they're way stronger than killer bees. So now I essentially have a choice. What bad time am I gonna have? So, I'm I might try to kill this human in his glass house and see how that do. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna steal his pizza. Oh, that's his kitchen. This is back towards the lair of beasts. There's another named enemy. Okay, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and start punching some lads. So, I'm gonna lure his wolves over here, because Grum always shows up with 2 wolves. He's like a wolf master. And, he's a gnoll. He's a gnoll boy. This animal skin looks... This music is too hype. And it's such a bad job picking music. This animal skin is enchanted, but I'm not going to pick it up because it's not a very good armor. And I'm also going to eat some food. So that's back towards the lair of beasts. I guess I'll try to murder these death yaks and see how it do. So they notice me, so I'm gonna run back over here and hope to bop them before I am bopped to death. I wish I still had that staff of acid, cause that would be useful. Ooh. I'm gonna pop some of these, do some more whacks. This is one of those games where basically if you don't use your items that you have available to you in your inventory, you will die. Which is something I like about it. I think I mentioned that already. Oh yeah, death yaks aren't edible. Stingy. Let me eat you. Okay, these are normal yaks. You can eat those ones. Have they noticed me yet? Okay, that one did. Okay, here we go. They're easier to kill, and they're also delicious. Okay, so that went better than I expected, so that's good. Snorg is definitely going to be a problem, so before I go in there, let me add some AC to my shield. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. I'm gonna drop these potions though, because I'm not going to use them. Brilliance makes you temporarily smarter, and a potion of magic restores your MP, but I don't need either of those because I'm a punch lad. Okay, you notice me. We'll frog first. And then we'll see how... Oh, this has lyrics in it. Go away. There we go. I'm gonna see how I do against Snorg. Okay, so Snorg just did a big bop. If you see the little angry face in the corner, he's gone berserk now. Depending on how this goes, I'm gonna pop this potion of curing. And then, that's a wand of enslavement. I almost never use it because it feels icky. I don't like it. That's a wand of flame. I'm gonna hope that I can... Nope. Okay, so... This is why I was hesitant to engage Snorg, so I'm now going to pop a scroll of teleportation and hope it takes me somewhere, yeah, where he isn't around, and then I'm going to rest up. So we're not gonna deal with Snorg right now. I'll probably come back, and try to... Oh! There he is. He hasn't noticed me yet. I'm gonna probably try to come back and deal with him. Meanwhile, let's try to deal with these bees. They are, actually, they're all asleep. Nope. I was gonna sneak back out. But, they all woke up. I am going to cast a Scroll of Fog because, they're spellcasters, Okay, so I'm just having a bad time in general. Oh no! Run! Not in the steam! Okay, so, these guys are too strong for me to deal with right now, so what I'm going to do... No, Snorg! Go away! Nobody loves you! Snorg! You're an asshole! Okay. I'm not going to enter the lair of beasts yet, because I'd like to see if there are enemies I can deal with to snorg him up. He's gonna snorg me up! If I try to snorg him up, he's gonna snorg me up! I'll get get hell boxed out of me. I'm gonna see what's down here. I'm running away. He's not fun to play with, Mom. I don't like him. Oh, see? Bullfrogs I can deal with. It's a frog. I'm gonna kill this him. Oh, okay. That's a manticore. They'll throw barbs at you that make it so you'll take damage if you try to run. But he didn't get any barbs at me. He might still try to throw them at me, but I'm right next to him, so there's no point. Now I'm gonna eat this bird! That's a net. You can actually capture people in it, but it's a throwing weapon, and for the most part, I don't really heck with it. I just don't tend to find them useful with this build. There are builds where they're extremely useful, but this isn't one of them. Or at least that's what I've found. There are a billion different ways to play this game. I don't know if you noticed, but like at the beginning, there were probably like 20 different races you could be, 20 different classes you could be. I basically only do Gargoyle Fighter because it's the only thing I've ever made any kind of significant progress with. And I want to beat it. I want to beat the game. I want to do a good job. I want to be a good gamer lass. So, you know, I'm basically just hecking up people as Goliath from Gargoyles, just running around bopping people with my big strong arms. Oh, I'm thirsty. Hold on. Delicious. I'm gonna kill this monkey before he hoots. There we go. Also, as you can see, this floor looks different. Sometimes, the difference is just aesthetic, but it can also offer you hints to the type of enemies you might find on this level. So, for example, on this type of, like, subterranean looking level where everything's made out of dirt and rocks, you might expect to find, like, an ant-hive. This is a hungry ghost. They fucking suck. They're idiot assholes. They make it so, instead of losing health, you lose your fullness. So, you have a higher chance of starving to death. So, you gotta try to bop them. So, as you can see, he hit me, and now I'm hungry. And there are several stages of hunger. So, I managed to kill him before it got like bad, but also, oh, this is a Yaktar. It's like a centaur, but a yak. Mechanically, they have crossbows, generally, instead of, like longbows. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting game. I didn't realize how much I knew about it until I began explaining it to other people, and then I'm like, oh, actually, you can kind of tell I've done this like over 1,000 times. If I do die though, we can we can take a look at my leaderboard and why are there so many yaks, bro? That's like 3 yak enemies. I know, I don't get it. There are quokkas too. Like, those adorable Australian, like, marsupials, quokkas that everybody loves. They just straight up want to murder you in this game. And I don't get it. And of course, 3 yak enemies. That's not including the zombie versions of all 3 of those yak enemies. So there are 6 yak-based enemies in this game. I don't understand it. Like, were the people who made it attacked by a yak as a child? I don't understand. Oh man, oh, and that's not even including the Yaktar captains, which are different enemies from the Yaktars. I don't know. There's just a bunch of yaks all up in this game. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and the skeleton versions of all of the enemies too. Oh my goodness gracious. That's so funny. Let's see. Oh, another gargoyle. They're strong, so they're kind of hard to kill sometimes, but I managed it pretty well. Let's see. There are certain ones that let you dig through types of wall, but you can't do that for, like, stone walls. Let me pop some peas in my mouth. Whoever did the sprites for this game did a really good job, because one, like, there are so many different types of sprites for different types of enemies and stuff, and different types of items, but, like, this game didn't have sprites in it when it first came out. It was like, the floors were periods, and the main player was an ampersand, and you ran around killing, like, asterisks and percentage signs. And, like, all you had to rely on was the description of enemies and, like, the text thing. And, like, that's cool, but also, I like pretty art. Oh, okay. So this is a dangerous potion that's really interesting. So, potions of mutation can mutate you in ways that are either helpful or harmful. Oh shit, dude! There must be a staircase to the orcish mines on this level, because look at all them orcs! There's like a... Look at the enemy bar! Okay, so we're not going down that staircase. This might be the point where I'm like, okay, bunch of yaks. This might be the point where I go back up and check out the lair of beasts, because, yeah, I'm not going to progress down here. I'm going to go upstairs and see what the lair of beasts is like. Because with a +8 mace, Hydra shouldn't be too much of an issue. And, that frog, is a special type that will, hurt you a bunch if you hit him wrong. Because he's got spines on him. And these are, water moccasins. There's, like, different varying levels of envenomed you can become, like poisoned you can become. And the snakes in the lair of beasts are extremely poisonous, but also doesn't matter. Literally, I played as an octopede a couple of days ago. This is a 4-headed Hydra, and he's asleep, so I should be able to bop him pretty good. Hey. They're also poisonous, so you can't eat them. I played as like an octopede, which is the octopus people, and they're one of the advanced races, so they're really hard to get through the game with anyway, but they're so squishy, and they're not immune to poison and rot and disease, and I'm like, I literally don't understand how anyone beats this game with an octopede. They're so bad. They're so squishy. This is a shaft. Sometimes you don't see them and you fall down them, and you can fall down like multiple levels, which means big big strong boys you're not ready for yet. So, I'm glad that I could see that one. There's, I still don't know why all of these guys are asleep when I go to hit them, cause like, usually, my dex is so bad. Usually it's the second stat I focus on, but I'm so smart for some reason in comparison. Like, I might just actually be able to do some spell casting. Like, my blink is pretty good, because that's an innate spell I get from something I'm wearing. But yeah, my corrode has only a 52% chance to fail at this point, because I've got such a big brain. My brain is so big. Oh. One of the things that's good about the auto navigation is it also stops you to tell you when you're hungry, because otherwise I would literally just forget to eat and starve to death. This is an electric eel. They can only live in water and they fire electricity at you, but because I'm somehow super sneaky, I can just do a bop. I'm level 13 now. When I get to level 14, one of my... Oh! That bullfrog just wandered into a teleport trap. I don't have to deal with him right now. It just teleports you to a random spot on the level. But, basically, when I hit level 14, another gargoyle-like inherent trait is that I'll get wings that will be able to sustain me definitely. So, like, the difference between shallow water and deep water is only aquatic things can go in the deep water. If you get, like, pulled into it by certain enemies, you'll instantly drown and die. So, like, the octopi people can swim in it, but if I hit level 14 and get my, magical big boy wings that can make me fly forever, I can just fly right over top of it. Lava too, despite the fact that lava is insanely hot and I super should not be able to just fly over it. But hey, game logic. Speaking of... Okay, this boy's got 6 heads. If there are certain branches of the dungeon that aren't guaranteed to show up, like, the swamp, you can find certain branches, or the swamp, the lair, you can find certain branches to, like, the slime pits, the swamp, the shoals, which is, like, where mermaids live, the snake pit, all kinds of different things, but none of them are, like, necessarily guaranteed to show up. So, if there's a swamp, we might get to see an enemy that's the 27-headed Hydra. It's kind of a pain in the neck to deal with. I've done it, but at great personal risk. It's not allowed to be taken lightly, for sure. Yeah, so hopefully we will find the slime pits though, because I really want to worship the slime god. He grants you, I kind of honestly want to see the 27-headed Hydra. One, because he's just a very cool looking enemy, and two, like, I want to show off. I want to beat up the 27-headed Hydra on stream. Because I just think it would be fun. It's good content. So yeah, I hope I find them. I hope he's in here. Let's see. I have an unidentified scroll. What is this? That was the scroll of magic mapping, which means that I'd be able to see the whole level if I hadn't mapped it out already. But I had. I still haven't figured out which potions are the potions of degeneration, which is like the potion you super don't want to get, because basically for an undetermined length of time, it reduces just all of your stats all of your stats become reduced by like 2 or 3, and it's not a good time. So that's why I try to only drink, oh, speaking of potions that I've identified. That's a potion of flight. It lets you fly temporarily for a short amount of time, but if I get to be level 14 soon, that shouldn't be a worry for me anymore. That's a blowgun. You can shoot poisonous needles at people, which is nice. And by nice, I mean cruel, but fun. Look at all these yaks. Is there a tunnel near here? Yeah, I can tunnel them there. Okay, wake up. Wake up, follow me. We're going on a field trip to the Tunnel of Death. Here we go. Oh, no, they went around. I meant to juke them and they juked me. Okay. Ooh, okay. So that's a guardian serpent. They're pretty strong, but that indicates to me that probably over there is the pit of snakes. The snake pit. Yeah, see? Staircase to the snake pit. So that's an extra dungeon. There are... the whole point of the game is to collect an ancient artifact called the Orb of Zot, which was like a big fancy wizard lad who came to this dungeon to... I don't know, I guess it was his retirement plan. But basically the point is to get this ancient artifact out. But in each of these like dungeon things there are runes of Zot that you can pick up. If I'm going to be honest, except for like certain ones that you have to get in order to open a certain door in order for the game to progress, I'm not sure what collecting all of the runes does, because I've never managed to do it. There's like, hell is a literal location in this game, and you have to go to it to collect some of them. So it's like, oh, okay, this is involved. So anyone who's ever told me to go to hell might get their wish if we end up doing well enough to get to hell. I'm gonna identify this last potion. Potion of Resistance. So that makes you more resistant to magic temporarily. That's a Ring of Teleportation. And it's not a good one because it teleports you next to monsters. So it's not something... It's always a cursed item. And it's always red because no matter what, even if you uncurse it, the whole enchantment is that it teleports you next to monsters, which is not great. It's not a good time. Because you need to be able to run. You need to be able to run to survive. So, if you've got that ring on, you can't always run. Oh. I don't remember if we killed any rats in the beginning, but these are basically strong rats. This is a river rat. They will poison you, and this is a hell rat. He's a rat from hell. So, I don't necessarily have a tunnel, but I might be able to find a sort of corner like this I can lead them into. So let's see what this is like. Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay, so I'll lead them up here and see if I can get them to all attack me through this sort of... this hole. Yep, you can. Sometimes the I guess it's AI catches on to what you're trying to do and jukes around you, but other times they're all like, yeah, let's all just line up one by one and try to hit this idiot through this tiny hole. And I'm like, heh, you are the idiot, my sir. Yum yum yum. Okay. Bear wasn't an issue. He was barely an issue. I'm amusing myself, okay? I think I'm funny. Oh boy. Okay. Picked up another spell book, another unidentified potion. At this point, I don't know where all the potions of degeneration are. Like, is this what I just picked up one? Because I haven't found one yet, and I've not been drinking any potions I haven't identified. Sometimes, though, you just gotta suck up and drink a potion, because you're like, well, I don't have the health potions identified yet, and this could be one, and I sort of severely need it right now. And then it'll be a potion of degeneration, and then you die. And it's like insult to injury. Technically, porcupines hurt you when you hit them, but it doesn't tend to do a lot unless there are a lot of them or there are a lot of enemies around. I've picked up a lot of wands in the Lair of Beast so far. A wand of flame, a wand of ice blast. Ice blast is a very powerful one, but it also makes noise, so use at your own risk. Random effects in wand of acid. Yum yum yum. Okie dokie. The scrolls of magic magic mapping are important because sometimes there are certain dungeons. Look at all these snakes. Let's try a different staircase and see what they hold for me. Sometimes there are like dungeons that are time restricted, so when you enter a floor it'll be like, you know, you feel a sudden blast of cold, hurry and find the portal to the realm of ice before it closes or something, right? So you only have a certain number of turns to find that dungeon before it goes away forever and you can't enter it anymore. We haven't run into any of those yet. So that's something. They don't include any runes or anything, but they do often... Is my music playing? Oh, yeah, okay. It just took a second. But they do often have ancient artifacts in them, or money, which is useful because we found quite a lot of shops at the beginning. So, as you can see, even enemies that are relatively weaker, just if there's a lot of them in succession, they can start to heck you up. So I'm gonna rest and heal down here and then go back up. Bop, bop. Yum yum yum. Give me your body. You can't eat the water moccasins or the black mambas, which makes sense. But you can't eat the adders. So I don't know why that is. Let's see. Some more hydras, 6-headed. One time I did get this like plus 10 axe that I used during a run, and it did get to the point where like I was level 27 and somewhere else and hydras were popping up, and I just was hitting them with my axe anyway, because even though every time I hit them they gained a head, I hit them for so much that basically they would all turn into 13-headed hydras by the time I killed them. But also they weren't hitting me for that much, so I was like, whatevs, it's fine. It's only really an issue if there's a lot of them, which is why when I have a cutting weapon like that, I'll usually keep a maul or a mace around, just in case. I have a scroll of identify. Ah, there we go. There are the potions of degeneration. Get out of here. Adder venom is fully digestible and harmless so long as it doesn't enter your bloodstream. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Whereas I guess if you tried to eat a water moccasin or a black mamba, your tummy would murder you. Well, the poison in your tummy, but your tummy nonetheless. That makes sense. Thank you, John. Let's see. Glass ring. Since really I've identified all of the dangerous potions, like the potion of degeneration and the potion of mutation, I can basically drink any of the other potions I find to figure out what they are, so now I can use my Scroll of Identify for things. Ooh! +5 Ringo Strength! I'm gonna be strong! I won't drop the Ring of See Invisible, though, in case I encounter an invisible enemy, and then I'll just pop it on, so I can see what they're up to. That seems like a bad place. This also seems like a bad place. This seems less bad. Here we go. Oh! There's a bunch of frogs behind me. Okay. Something out looks like I'm just gonna have to figure out a place to make a stand. Or teleport out of here. Yeah, let's teleport out of here, because while I'm confident I can probably kill all of these things, I don't want to... I've made that mistake before where I'm like, oh, I can handle this stuff. I'm high enough level now. And then, oops. They all ganged up on me, and it turns out I couldn't. This plant is currently blocking the wolves from surrounding me, but that plant will break if they attack it. So, I need to kill them before they try it. That's a lot of frogs! That's a lot of frogs, mate! Why are there so many frogs here? Oh boy! Elephants! Elephants are strong. I'm gonna teleport to a different part of the map, because this place was also bad. This whole floor is just... This is a murder floor! This is a floor of murder! Okay. Okay. So... Oh, I'm not gonna throw that. I'm gonna teleport one more time. I'm gonna pop this Scroll of Magic Mapping so I can see maybe where I can hide this time. Okay. There's a good place to hide. They can only hit me one at a time over there, so that's what we're gonna do. Just have to get to it before somebody blocks it off. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now I can bop all these guys and hopefully not die. That was getting a little on the dicey side. Big open spaces like that are scary for me because, you know, my natural instinct is to retreat into a hidey hole like a coward because I can hit them better from there. Ooh, Rhyme Drake. He will throw ice at you if you give him a chance. So, ooh, don't give him a chance because it hurts. Go away, stop picking on me. What did I ever do to you except murder all your friends and family and then eat their corpses? So many frogs! So many frogs! I've never seen this many frogs before. I don't get it. Prince Ribbon isn't even here. Oh, I reached level 14 though. My wings grow larger and stronger. Now, boop, I'm flying. So now I can head over any water or lava. I'll still set off traps though if I fly over them. I don't know why, but I will. Let's see. Ooh, giant leech. They give you diseases if, is this the last floor of the... Oh, this is the last floor of the Lair of Beasts. Oh no, I hope that's the slime pits over there. Because otherwise... Otherwise I might have to, like, just try to find a, an altar to Gia on my own. Jivia? I can never pronounce the name of the gods in this game. Cause they're just real complicated. Very high fantasy names. Like, a Luoleth Grobenamore or something, and it's like, ugh, that's a lot, mate. My eyes don't know what to do with that. It's like when you've read the book and you're like, yes, I'm familiar with this word, and then somebody hears you say it out loud and they're like, do you mean this? And you're like, oh no. Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna lead them back up to my corner. Quit picking on me. Boy, some of them really go for it. Like, if you ever told me one of my favorite games would be a game where one of the most common enemies are killer yaks, I would have been like, what you smoking? What? You're crazy. And then, like, just a bunch of killer yaks. Yaktar zombies, Yaktar captains. What's even happening? This music is sad, but honestly it's a mood, so this is how I feel when they chase me back into my little hidey hole. Okay, so my best guess, this on the map, that's likely the slime pits, and this orange one is likely an altar to the slime god. That's my hope anyway. Altars show up orange, and like different dungeons will show up like brown on the map. Yeah, okay, I think it is, because that's obviously this. Okay, there's some death yaks by it though, and also an ancient artifact axe. But I'm worried about this death yak, so I wish I had a wand of digging, because then you can dig into the, oh, there are some hidey holes, because then you can dig into the rock, and where there aren't any hidey holes, build them yourself. Which, like, in the orcish mines, you guys saw like floor 11 or 12. It's bonkers. Wherever the orcish mines are, there's just a billion enemies. Yes! Altar to the slime god, look at it! It's beautiful! I mean, it's slimy and disgusting, but it's beautiful! Oh man, then the real game will begin. Oh, it's gonna be great. You guys are gonna see my friends. They're gonna help me on my journey. It's gonna be spectacular, because what happens is, well, actually, I'll just wait to show you. Hold on. I am gonna pick up this gold first, though, for reasons that will become apparent soon. Do I have a... No. I'll wait until I pick up a scroll of Identify to try that out. Okay, so here we kneel at the altar of Jiva, and then his last name always changes from run to run. No idea why. But as you can see, there's a thing called piety. You can spend piety to use special abilities that he'll give you, and the more piety you have, the more special abilities he'll give you. So, starting off, he'll make it so corrosive damage doesn't do as much to you, right? And then, if a slime nearby me eats something on the floor, any item except ancient artifacts, spell books, stuff like that, they'll eat, and then it fills my tummy, so I don't have to worry about starving to death. And then I can request a jelly to run around. The jellies aren't friendly, but they are indifferent to you, so they won't like hurt you, and sometimes they'll fight enemies. I can turn. He'll mutate my body as I gain piety, so I'll gain slime tentacles that disarm opponents, or if somebody hits me really hard, stuff happens, like jellies will appear on my body and absorb missiles, and then I'll be able to turn my foes into a slime. So if an enemy is too super tough for me, I can just hope to hit them and turn them into a slime. And then I can expel jellies when seriously injured. And then I can call on Jivia to remove harmful mutations. So that's important in two ways, because then I can pop these potions of mutation and not worry about the bad effects that they'll give me, because I can basically be like, yo bud, can you help me out? And he'll be like, I got you, boo. And also, as you get deeper into the dungeon, certain levels or enemies can mutate you against your will with harmful mutations. Some of them are transient, but some of them are permanent, baby. So, having somebody who can remove them from you is great, because I don't want to be teleported next to monsters for the rest of my playthrough, you know? So, I'm gonna join this religion. Yeah, Jivia welcomes you. He grants you a jelly. Oh, I should actually pick up this scroll. He ate it. I should have picked up the scroll before he showed up, because now he's gonna eat that one too. Oh, he ate it. That's why I picked up some of the coins before I did it, but I was so happy to show you guys the slime god powers that I forgot to pick up the unidentified scroll. So this jelly is going to run around the level consuming items, corpses, basically anything on the floor that's not an ancient artifact. And eventually, oh! The frog killed him! Eventually more will spawn on whatever level you're on, because Gia will pop them there for you. But the only way to gain piety with him is to let slimes eat items. So now item management becomes indefinitely more important. Let's see, there's a hidey hole over here, so I'm going to aggro them and then go to my hidey hole. And the slime pits are a really dangerous place when you're not a follower of Jivia? Giava seems fine. If you're not a follower of Giava, because even the walls corrode you, which is not great, because you'll die. This music is kind of intense. There we go. But yeah, so I should eventually get more slimes down here to start eating bits. And also just any slimes you encounter that would have been enemies will just automatically see you and then be like, "Oh, you're a follower of my bud, the god of slimes. Yeah, we're cool." And then you know, they'll run around eating items so you can gain piety. Oh, that hurt. So this is the final floor of the Lair of Beasts, so probably in the center of that pool are special items. I will want to try to pick those up before any more slimes show up, because like I said, item management is going to become important. That's why finding shops is great, especially if I can find a distillery that has potions in it, or a magic scroll shop. That would be great. Oh, okay. So, when it says Giava gurgles merrily, or Giava says divide and consume, he spawns a bunch of slimes on the level you're currently on. And the distant slurping noises is the slimes eating the items on the floor. And then the green is a confirmation that you've gained piety. So I'm about to gain a lot of piety. This is my measure of piety up here. I'm currently hungry. That won't soon be an issue I'll have anymore. But for now it is still something I have to be worried about. As you can see, even the unidentified scrolls have crazy names, like this one's Buckmakalalio. So that's the slime friend, so I'm not gonna do a punch on him because that's there's two ways to sort of piss off the slime god. One is to leave his service, right? And the other is to purposefully hurt a slime. So if you hurt a slime on purpose, then you enter a state of penitence where you have to deal with all of the consequences as if you left the religion. But he'll welcome you back into his service after it's done, whereas I don't know if you can re-enter the service of a god that you've left on purpose, right? Whereas if you're in a state of penitence, I think they'll allow you to return to their service after you've paid your debt. After you've reflected on your crimes against Jellykind. Yeah, there weren't a lot of... As you can see, all of the items in the middle are gone. I didn't get to them in time. The slimes ate them. That's fine. They will eat certain invocables and wands that I would like to pick up. But, you know, there's sort of a grace period you have before slimes come, and sort of invade the level, which allows you to pick up items, but after that's gone, it's a free-for-all item slurping fest. They're just gonna eat every item they can find. And actually, while slimes won't necessarily help you purposefully in battle, you can sort of lure slimes to come help you in battle as long as you, like, place items on the ground, or if you've been killing a lot of things and there are a bunch of corpses or, like, armor and weapons over there, slimes will come over because they'll be like, this smells delicious over there. I wonder what are you cooking for dinner? I'm not going to enter the slime pits right now. So, the slime god gets mad if you try to worship another god. Truly, a jelly god. Yeah, exactly. He gets very jelly. I'm not going to enter the slime pits yet, because while there is treasure in there, it's blocked off until either you kill the royal jelly, which is, one of only 2 other sentient things that worship Java, or if you get to maximum piety, he'll open the treasury for you, so you can come down and take them. But you'll probably only get the ancient artifacts because the second he opens them and you enter the floor, it's a free-for-all feeding fest with all of the jellies down there. Yeah, I don't actually know this from the game, but Ed told me that basically, except for you, the only really sentient followers of Jivia are the royal jelly, who is a big orange jelly boy, and a sentient slime that's only there in the slime pits occasionally that I found, called Disillusion or something. And the royal jelly is just a jelly that's super intelligent, and the other guy was like a sentient person before he dissolved into a slime. Oh, Snorg is here. But I'm gonna see if I can kill Snorg now. And also, I'm going to go up each staircase so I can... Oh, I actually need to do this in the Lair Beast as well, but I'm gonna summon a bunch of jellies so they can eat all the items I left behind, so I gain piety quicker, so I can go in the treasury of the slime pits. Okay, so he's still a pretty strong point. Let's pop this potion of might. Let's pop this. Let's see if we can't do him a kill before he does me a kill. Oof. That came a little close. That came a little close. Wait a minute. Yeah. What is it? I'm waiting. You got me with bated breath. You guys are related. Yeah. Also, I'm back. I had to go potty. What did I miss? I worship the slime god now. I'm enveloped in his disgusting slimy arms. But yeah. The two people in chat right now are one of my brothers and one of my friends. So, yep. You guys make nice in the chat. Be good boys. Sounds icky. What? No! Look, I have a slime friend. Boop. Look at him. He's gonna eat some items, and then him eating the items will fill my tummy. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, so now he's begun altering my body. So you feel robust is the mutation. So basically, he added a point to my strength. He'll also take away points from my attributes, but he'll sort of do it in equal measure. So what? No, it's not. Super not. I don't know what you're talking about. This is kind of intense right now, though. No. There we go. Less intense. So this slime's sort of doing his foul work. Let's see if these bees are still around here somewhere. Let's see if I can murder these bee ladies. What is this music now? I don't know what I'm doing. Here's a bee lady. Okay, so let's see if we can give her a bad time. Haha, we can give her a bad time. Let's give her a bad time. Haha. Bad times all around. Okay. So, I'm gonna let these boys hang out here for a bit. And I'm gonna... I forgot to do this because I was so excited showing you guys that... Oh. And since there are gonna be so many slimes on screen now, there are gonna be points for the game stutters. I don't know why it does this even when I'm just playing it by myself. But there are gonna be points where it's like, oh, there's so many slimes on screen. I don't know if I can handle this. But, I'm gonna run around for a bit and let them eat some stuff. and then leave and do this for every other floor as well. So I can gain piety and get some delicious treasure. That's another. So he's begun altering my body, with mutations. So I'm now more resistant to hostile enchantments. So I have magic resistance plus. Oh, and the robust is plus 10 HP, not increasing strength. So something I'm gonna do now. I don't have as much piety as I need to get rid of harmful mutations yet, but I am just gonna pop these. So, as you can see, one potion does quite a lot. You feel frail, you feel less resistant, you feel more energetic, you feel clumsy. Thin metallic scales grow over part of your body and you feel less in control of your magic. So what that means is, -2 dex, which I didn't have a lot of to begin with, but plus AC, plus MP, and spells are harder to cast but more powerful, which doesn't really matter to me. I am going to see what other mutations I get with this one. I got large bony plates. I feel more dexterous. Okay, so I got rid of the bad mutation myself and gained a mutation where I have plus shielding, essentially. So, delicious. Let's go downstairs and infest the dungeon with my foul slime brethren. Yes, eat my jellies. Eat my little friends. Eat this accursed ring of attention. There will come a point, probably, I can now turn my foes into slime! There will come a point where I'm probably gonna be hurting for items some. That's just the nature of, worshipping this particular deity, you know? Let's see, are there any items I left behind here? Yeah, there are. Oh! Another slime ate it, though. I guess there was a slime on this level that I hadn't noticed and killed, which is good, because he's my friend now. Whee! So, as you can see, I can no longer turn my foes into slime. That's because, using powers associated with your deity costs piety. So, I had just gained enough piety to do that, and then I requested a jelly to eat some stuff, so I lost piety for that. But, that's why you run around, basically eating all of the— oh, I missed a snake. Come here, you. Run around basically having them eat all of this stuff that's just lying around, because that way you gain enough piety to do the good things and get the good items. See, like that, it's like, I don't know how I feel about all these slimes being here. Okay, so that's it for that one. I think layer 6 is the last one, yeah, okay, and there are a bunch of slimes there already, so now I'm going to be annoying and traverse back upstairs all the way up back to dungeon level 1 and do the same thing until I can come back and explore the slime pits. So this is the least glamorous part of the dungeon delving. This is where backtracking starts coming into play, because eventually they're just going to be places you gotta get to, you gotta go, and some of them are in other places. Like the snake pits, I'm gonna have to come back and clear those out for the Serpentine Rune of Zot, because that's one of the runes that, if it spawns, is actually required to open up the door that leads to the Orb of Zot. So as you can see, now I have 2 methods of blinking, because he mutated my body so I can naturally blink, and I have an item that makes it so I can blink, so now I have 2 ways to blink. So sometimes you get redundant stuff like that. So these slimes are munching. The reason I run around to let the slimes do some eating is because, if you're not on the same floor and you're not moving, time doesn't move unless you move. It's like super hot in that way. Because it's all turn-based and moving is a turn, right? But essentially, they only move, when you move, and they only eat items when you're on the same floor as them, so you have to sort of run around to let them do the munch. Hey, Pearl! How you doing, my sweet? Huh? You wanna sit on the desk with me? Okay. Welcome to the game. Everybody welcome Pearl the cat to the stream. Here we go. Oh, there's gonna be lots of— the better the items are, the more jellies they split into when they eat them. So this boy's gonna split into some jellies pretty quickly. Let's see. So I'm on floor 7 now. Heading up. A lot of this music. Oh, see, I can remove bad mutations now. I'm almost at max piety. basically all of the music I picked is just from... Hi, Pearl, I love you. Did you hear that, Pearl? Oh, so cute. So wholesome. Oh, my goodness. Excellent. I don't remember what I was talking about, so it couldn't have been important. Let's see. Oh, another good thing is, my slimes won't kill the humans, cause the slimes only kill things that are trying to kill them, so I don't feel bad about releasing them onto a floor with a bunch of these boys. Oh, I remember now. Most of the music I picked is from other video games because this game doesn't have any natural music. It's, 'tis silent as the grave. So, you sort of have to create your own atmosphere. Although, if I'm going to be honest, I'm usually listening to videos or a podcast while I play. Let's see. Yes, come, consume, eat, delicious. Slimes can trigger traps and fall down shafts. It doesn't hurt though, but it is funny. So, one of them might set off the noise trap on this floor. While I'm here, this is the weapon emporium, this is the armor emporium. How much money do I got, and do I need anything from here? I don't have any kind of cloak or scarf, so I'm gonna pick this up. You can get cursed items from shops, so getting an item from a shop isn't a guarantee that it's not cursed. Okay, so this cloak was just, it doesn't have like an effect enchantment, it has just an enchantment that basically strengthens the items, like AC, but it's still better than my +0 cloak. So I'm gonna drop that for the slimes to consume, which I think that's what that was that just happened. And as you can see, I haven't eaten anything for a while, and I'm engorged. Because every time a slime eats something, some of it gets transported magically into my tummy. So, there's that. Okay. Level 3, so just a couple more levels, and then by that point, I should have enough piety for the slime pits to open and for me to see what awaits me down there. Other than the oops, that's back down. Other than the slimy rune of Zot. I forgot about this shop too, but all of the items are so expensive here. +3 strength and stealth is pretty good. Plus invisible and slay plus, honestly, all of these are pretty okay, except that one. There are certain amulets that I won't put on. Oh, here's a rat I forgot to kill. There are certain amulets I won't put on until I've identified them. I haven't found any amulets yet, but that's because certain amulets can be actually relatively harmful to put on if they're unidentified, because like they can cause draining effects when you unequip them. So if that's not the type of amulet you want, like an amulet of harm, it increases the amount of damage you do, but also conversely it increases the amount of damage you take. So it's like a major double-edged sword, because yeah, like if you can one-hit enemies, that's great, but they develop the possibility of being able to one-hit you, and that's not great. So I've never had a good time with an amulet of harm, and they do cause draining when unequipped, which is just like a debuff. But it's like, man, seriously, I don't want to deal with this, you know? So, I just don't. Like an amulet of faith as well. They'll make your deity more interested in giving you piety, but if you unequip it, you'll just lose a bunch of piety. So that's also no good. Okay. There was a floor also below the oh, I didn't get to these bits. Eat them up. I want to go into the slime pits. Eat them. Consume. Okay. There was a floor underneath the floor that had the lair of beasts that we also went to. So I'll pop some slimes there, and that should be enough to give us piety. Oh, long way around. Long way down. I think we got all the way to like floor 12. So, okay, some of this is unexplored, but this was the level that had Snorg, yeah. And the lair of beasts, so we'll go down one. Auto-navigate won't make you go through squares that have these red X's on them because they're marked as unsafe for travel because of certain like environmental bits. So with this floor, we should have enough piety by the end of the feeding frenzy to go to the slime pits and get some delicious items. Come on. Oh, come on. Give me that piety. I want it. Give it. Uh-oh. It was just barely enough. Okay, so we will have to go down a floor, but that's okay because we gained a couple of level in the lair of beasts. So, even if this turns out a bad time down here, we should be able to handle it. It is definitely a bad time down here, though. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and throw down a transport. And then hopefully, yes, okay, I transported somewhere where there are no visible enemies. And a couple of choke points. So, oh no, a kobold demonologist! So he's a magic user that summons demons. Which isn't great. I'm gonna see if I can't juke him this way. Let's see. Still do not have a... Okay, well, this is better than what my options were, so I'll take it. But as you can see, anything with a purple dot next to it is something that the demonologist summoned, so killing him is a good idea because 4 enemies just poofed. Also, they're strong, so I just gained the level. Delicious. Look at all this junk. Whites can be not great depending on what race you are. They can cause draining. Also, you never want to bother with items that whites drop because they're all enchanted, but they're all cursed and horrible. Like, universally cursed. If you pick up a white weapon. Oh! Okay. Now we've reached the level of the dungeon where there are 2-headed ogres, which are significantly more powerful than just an ogre. Juke 'em! Juke 'em! I might turn this ugly thing, and that's not me being mean, that's just what they're called. I might try to turn this ugly thing into a slime, and see if he'll help me. Okay, So he turned into a pretty good slime. This is an acid blob, and like the name suggests, they spit acid on people and are extremely helpful in that regard. So I'm gonna let him sort of take care of these boys and then instantly re-slimify and hope that I can turn something else into a slime. So that's not a particularly useful slime all by his lonesome. Those slimes can combine with other ones into bigger slimes, but he's the only one, so he's a sad lad. Okay, so I'm gonna corrode him and hope that it does his AC in enough that, okay, yeah. Hi, Pearl. Oh, and I'm not gonna bother with cutting up corpses and eating them anymore, because the slimes fill my tummy. I don't gotta eat. So, I'm not even gonna worry. Yum yum yum. Oh, this is a problem if you're literally any race other than a gargoyle, because it turns things into stone, but I'm already stone, so it can't do anything to me. Can't see this calcifying dust. Actually, keeping these guys like alive and around isn't necessarily a bad idea, because it does affect other monsters, right? So if a yak tries to go through any of this dust, it will petrify, right? But he was right there, so I had to do a murder. He was blocking up the doorway. Oh no, Rupert! Rupert is a very strong named enemy. I was pretty well off, but if Rupert comes at me, I'm gonna have an issue, so it's better to see if I can take care of these boys first. And then another phantom, because they like making my life harder. Okay. This works. Rupert must have hecked off, so I'll probably run into him again. Okay, yeah, there he is. The Wand of Acid is really useful, but it doesn't have that good of a reach. So I'm gonna try to use some of my other wands to soften him up first. Oh! So, that was a bolt of negative energy. It's not demonic. It's abyssal, which there is a difference in this game. I think it's abyssal anyway. So, it should... Okay. The issue with Rupert is that, he can one-hit kill you if you're not careful. So, oh! This is one of my favorite named NPCs. This is Gastronaut, the slug mage. He's always got a hat on. It's so cute. It's like, he does slow you. He does make you slow, like, which is a problem, especially if you've got a lot of enemies around you. But he's just so cute, and I love that he's a wizard snail that wears that hat. So I'm gonna kill this warrior, and then I'm gonna try to bop this slug before he makes me too slow. Oh yeah, he dropped his special hat. Okay. Sometimes it's just a generic hat that has like some kind of... I'm gonna go up the stairs because this is getting dicey. Sometimes he drops just like a generic hat that has a generic enchantment on it. But Gastrodoc has a special hat. There's the +3 hat of pondering. It makes you ponderous. It makes you smarter and it gives you magic resistance and magic points. And it slows your movement and would make you like sink in faster in certain instances, but because I fly, that part doesn't really matter. But I am going to put this hat on. I am going to wear this hat because even though hats have less AC than helmets, one, I just like it. I just like the hat. And two, it is +3, so it's better than my +0 helmet anyway. Yo, use it. Oh. Oh, some smooth jazz. We have entered the film noir. Oh, and we have enough. I forgot what we were doing. We have enough to enter the slime pits now. So let's go grab some other really good stuff. Hopefully, and if not, at least we will have the slimy rune of Zot. Stairs. I am gonna take a drink. Yum yum yum. Yum 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 yum. Okay. Slimy pit. Oh! There was an entry to the shoals here. That makes sense. I actually love the aesthetic of the shoals. It can be a little difficult sometimes, but I think it's got some of the most beautiful sprite art in it, and I really appreciate that, you know? So I think that's gonna be a good time. I mean, it'll probably be a bad time in that it'll be hard, but it's probably gonna be a good time in that I'm gonna have fun. Okay, here we go. So, as you can see, the map hasn't quite popped up yet, because all of these notifications require me to hit the next button. But as you can see, there's a lot of slimes and slime-adjacent creatures in the slime pits, which is why going in when you're not, part of Giava's religion is super dangerous. Also, any of these green tiles corrode you if you're not a worshipper of him. And these cause you to become confused and stumbled around, so they don't even have to hit you. They can just make you confused and then you stumble around in the slime pits and die to the walls. So it's definitely an interesting experience. As you can see, when slime enemies first come into view, they're not necessarily on my side, but then when he looks at me, he's like, oh, no, yeah, you're a slime boy, I get it. But you do have to move before it'll register. Like, see that Eye of Draining, he's a slime boy. That Azure Jelly is a slime boy. Acid Blob. Shining Eyes are one of the enemies that if you have to fight them, what they do is they give you transient negative mutations. So they'll go away after a while, but they're still really bad. They still make you weak and bad at doing things. So basically, I'm just navigating the slime pits to get down to the very last floor, because the last floor is where all the delicious treasures are. I have had this. The altar to Jivia is not always outside of the slime pits. If the slime pits show up, there's always one on the very bottom of the slime pits. Oh, here he is! One of my other favorite boys. This is Disillusion. He, besides the royal jelly and obviously the player character, if you worship Jivia, is the only other sentient worshipper of Jivia, and that's important because all of his other quote-unquote worshippers are mindless jellies, so they don't actually worship him. They're just under his protection. Which means if you kill the royal jelly and Disillusion, and you're not, like, ascribed to his religion, literally the god Jivia dies. Because the system of godhood in this follows, like, the you're a god if you're worshipped sort of system. So, yeah, if you kill the royal jelly and Disillusion isn't one of the NPCs that shows up, you kill Jivia the god, because there's nobody else there who understands what it means to worship, and therefore he can't exist, because nobody worships him. So that's interesting, right? I thought so. So yeah, he used to be, like, the priest of some other god, and the slime pits used to be a bustling civilization, but then, when Jivia came, he was the only one who... Oh, okay. We're at the bottom of the slime pits. So... here we go. This is, usually there would be layers of glass between the slimes and these treasures, and there's another shrine. But, because I have maximum piety, there isn't. So, that's the royal jelly. Look at that sucker. He's huge. He's he's so dangerous, but he's my friend. So, like, they'll eat this fan of gales. They'll eat all of the gold and the rations and the potions. And basically, like, if you don't get to them, the only thing that'll be left will be the ancient artifacts and the rune of Zot itself. Oh, there they all go. Yep, it's a feeding frenzy. I'm gonna try to get to this scroll of identify before this acid blob gets to it. Don't eat it. Don't do it. Please. Mission accomplished. Let's see if I can get to this gold before they eat it too. But that's gonna, yep, that's about it. So, let's see, can I even use this? It's too large for me to wield. So this item is specifically for ogre players, because it's a massive club. I literally don't have the strength to pick it up. Which is sad, because it gives you strength +7, and it has speed. But, like I said, base accuracy, -6, base damage, 20. It's ridiculous. And then there's a special ring here, delicious. And then there's the slimy rune of Zot. And we can look at all the runes I have collected, and all of the runes I have yet to collect. So as you can see, there's quite a lot to be picked up. There's going to be one in the shoals, one in the snake pits, one in the vaults, which is like a big bank run by humans, and they all hate you. The abyss, which you can get cast into by wizards sometimes, and while you can get strong enough to where the abyss isn't really an issue, when you first encounter a lot of those wizards who can do that to you, you're you're not at a high enough level. And then Pandemonium, which is weirdly not pandemonious. And then Tartarus, Genna, Cocytus, and the Iron City of Dis are all in hell. And then the Tomb of the Ancients is a pyramid of mummies. And then of course the Orb of Zod. So I think that's all the ones that they didn't eat. Yep. So all of that was essentially for a weapon I can't use and a ring I can maybe use. So let's see if I can use this ring. Ah, heck yeah, boys! Fire resistance, it makes me weaker to cold, but strength +7, intelligence +4, and slay +4. Scheisse, yeisse. I'm so strong! Okay, let's get let's get back to filling in all the gaps in my map of the slime pits. Hi, Pearl. She's lying on my arm. It's very sweet. It's definitely cutting off my circulation, though. Yeah, so after this, we'll try to keep going down as far as we can in the dungeon proper, and then, once we either reach the depths or we're not able to progress anymore, we'll go do the first sort of area of the Orcish mines, because that's going to be easier to do than, the shoals or the snake pits right now. And knowing what order to do things in is surprisingly important knowledge in this game. Because if you do things in an order that basically you'll die. Basically you'll just die. Already though, what level am I? I'm level I don't know. I think I'm level 15. Oh, I have an unidentified scroll. Let's see what it is. It was a scroll of noise! And that's why we see what our scrolls are on a floor empty of enemies, so we don't accidentally attract all of them to us. Where am I? What am I doing? What's happening? Here we are. And then here. Nope, that was a teleport trap. Where am I headed? Here. Okay. And then down. And then down once more. Whoop. Not that staircase. Oh, at some point I picked up some arrows. I'll drop those. There are a couple of things I need to drop. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this Tomahawk of Dispersal because I'm not using it. I'll drop these. And it's important to note, I'll drop this because I can't use it with my weapon. I'll drop this because I don't need it to fly. I'll drop this because I don't need my intelligence for much. It's important to remember that basically anything you drop now is food for slimes. In the game where you are not beholden to the slime god, you can basically use the floor as a storage system. You just drop off the items and remember where they are, and can come back for them, but not when you got a bunch of babies to feed. Maurice will throw a net at you. He can blink, and he's just generally kind of a dick. I don't like Maurice. See, he's blinking all over the place. Let's kill this hippogriff first. Come here, Maurice. You can also turn invisible. But luckily I didn't need to put on my Ring of Sea. I don't think I even have my Ring of Sea invisible. I might have dropped it by accident. So that was silly, but c'est la vie. Yeah, so that's the Orcish mines. It's full up of money and also has some shops in there. This is the Biog god. He'll only accept your worship if you're an orc, an ogre, or a troll, I think. There might be one or two other races, but even if you try to worship him as anything other than that, he'll be like, oh, you're disgusting, go away. And down we go. Ah! Okay, so important to note. That's the vault. And often, the floor the vault spawns on has this formation. Where you're surrounded by a bunch of enemies. So, what we're going to do is go back up. As you can see, the little asterisk is gone from this staircase. That's because we saw where this staircase leads. So we're gonna pop up and try this staircase and see where it leads. See? Much less confrontational. A closed room with a sleeping enemy. Entirely doable. As you can see, sometimes there are already slimes on the level, so he started eating items. Oh, that's an ancient artifact. It's a robe, so it has no AC, but it really helps with magic. So I'm probably not going to wear it, but I am going to pick it up because I want to. Josephine is a necromancer who's always surrounded by about 4 or 5 wraiths. So you always just want to try to either juke her or kill the wraiths first. They can cause draining if you're a living creature that feels things like that, but I'm not, so I don't. He's a vampire on this level, which is not ideal, but not the worst. Sometimes they can be quite powerful. There's a named one named Jory, who if you kill him, he just explodes into a shower of blood. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry, my guy. That's rather gruesome. Then again, this is a game where cannibalism is totally fine and accepted. Except by like one god, I think. These are simulacrums, which means they've been made by wizards. So there's probably some wizards nearby. These are centaur warriors, which are stronger than just a normal centaur. Simulacrums also leave behind a cloud of freezing vapor when you kill them, so you have to not walk into that or it'll do damage to you. Let's see. Man. There are always so many enemies on the levels that have special dungeons like this. But also, you know, they do have some. Oh, that's Uruk. She's pretty strong. Oh, what is this? Oh, I'm scared. What is this? Okay. I got a spook from the music. I scared myself with my own soundtrack. I scared myself again. Okay. I need to get my magic worked out, cause not magic, music, cause I didn't do a good enough job. Even this is way too like triumphant for what's happening. Oh no, I need to press no and Pearl is on my hand. I had to use my other hand. Okay. Oh. Well, she didn't get to hit me, so that didn't go well for her. She had a demon trident, which are pretty, powerful, demon weapons, but, also, it's not gonna be stronger than the mice I have. That man just killed my jelly. Rude. floor is this? This is floor 13. That's another altar to a war god. I hate these wasps too. They're very annoying. Though, I don't know. I don't know which enemy is my least favorite. I like a lot of the enemies, even if they do me an ouch. Just cause some of them have very interesting, very fun mechanics. I do kind of feel bad for these boys though, cause they're like, one thing is that they calcify you, and it's super not a problem for me. Oh, it had to think about that one. Ooh, a zombie. So, what level am I? I don't know. I'm getting pretty good with my chosen skills though. What is the skill threshold on my mace? Okay, so I've reached the item's minimum attack delay. So that's pretty good. That means that I am the fastest with my mace. There's still plenty of things I can do though to... Oh, hello. Did I forget to murder you? There we go. Remedied. Items. Thank you. As you can see, my my inventory is getting a little more on the sparse side, just because slimes are eating all of the drops. How many spells do I have at this point? I have quite a bit in my repertoire, but even my easiest to cast spell, there's a 43% chance I'm going to fail casting it, which isn't great. Especially since magical contamination can do like stuff to you. It can alter your genetic makeup. It can make you glow temporarily, and that glow alerts enemies that you're nearby, which isn't great, because being sneaky is a valuable skill to have in this game. And then these ugly things, see how they're different colors? If a bunch of them stand next to one another, they turn into each other's colors. They'll shift colors. See, now this one's purple. But if they're just by themselves, they don't shift. It's just when they're in proximity to other ugly things. So they're always shifted next to me. Ho ho! That's what we call self-deprecating humor. Oh, Roxanne. She's technically terrain you shouldn't step near, because she's a magic caster that accidentally turned herself into a statue. So she is, that is her spell casting range. I don't know how ready I am to, come on. I don't know how ready I am to sort of tackle her magical prowess yet, so I'll clear out the rest of these and then see if I'm feeling frisky. Oh boy, another named enemy. This time the centaur Nessos, who shoots you with well, obviously with a bow. Orc knights are the hefty orc boys, but he's not the heftiest orc boy. The heftiest orc boy is probably the orc warlord, and I think there's only one or two of those in the orcish mines. There are lots of wargs though. There we go. That's another altar. It's a sacrificial one, which is why it's all bloody. Okay, so... Oh, I have a pair of antennae on my head. What kind of crazy mutations do I got at this point? Just as a reminder, the blue are the mutations I started this run with. And there are no red ones, so I have no negative mutations right now. Oh, I can see invisible just naturally. That's good. Yeah, so, that'll change as things go on, but, for now, I'm pretty well equipped to deal with some stuff. I think I might try beating Roxanne up. So, the areas that are travel excluded, are marked those whether or not you can see them. So sometimes, like, you can actually go through them, but it just looks like you can't. So now I'm going to fly into a dangerous area and see if I can't heck Roxana and steal her spell book. Ouch! Oh, I should have ran! I should have ran! I died! Oh, I knew I should have ran. I was like, nah, I have some healing potions. I'll just pop a potion of resistance and run. I died! That's it! The run is over! She hecked me up! Here we go. Here are all of the items I had on her when I died. And that is why I've not beaten Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It's almost always my own fault. I always think, I should run, or I shouldn't be doing this right now. And then I think, nah, it'll be fine, right? And then it's never fine. Yeah, that happened pretty quickly. It was, that's why I was so cowardly at the beginning, because let me tell you, when it happens like lightning. It just happens so fast. So, let's see what ranking I got. 25! Not bad. Out of 1,500, 25? Not bad at all. So, you know, oh, actually, let's go ahead and look at some of my high scores, because it only shows like the top 100 or so, but this can give you an idea. So let's see, 25 killed by oh, I have to use this. Killed by Roxanne. So probably down here. Killed by Francis, killed by Death Slime, killed by Snorg. Roxanne. I don't know where it is. It might not be up here. That doesn't make sense. It should be up here. It's probably... Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3... Wait, there we are. Okay, so, this was the run we just had in terms of, my high scores. As you can see, we got, like, pretty far in terms of score. This is, like, I think the amount of turns. Not the amount of turns, because it tells you the amount of turns. I don't actually know how it computes score. I think it's, like, distance, and I think it's, like, turns and level. I think maybe all combined to sort of do your score thing, but yeah, I got blasted by Roxanne. As you can see, my best score is literally 10 times the amount that we went in this one. I was blasted by one of the Lords of Pandemonium. Actually, let's go ahead and open this one, because it's just so funny. It tells you, like, where you were, what all your stats were, everything you had in your inventory and that you were wearing, how you, like, your library of spells. This is my library of spells for my best run. Which is like, oh. And then it tells you all the things you found, your mutations, your message history. And then this is a map of what the game actually would have looked like if you played it when it was originally made. So this is what I mean. Like, if you look, there's all these periods on the floor. That was me. That ampersand was the Lord of Pandemonium who killed me. Like, you know, it talks about all the things I could see, and then it talks about all of the things I killed. And as you can see from the scroll bar, I killed a lot of things in that run. So, yeah, I hope that was sort of like a fun little introduction to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm so bad at this game, but I really super enjoy it. Like, it's just very fun to me. Even, I think one of the reasons why is because it's usually my own fault when I die. You know, I don't ever feel like the game is being unfair. It doesn't throw anything at me I can't handle. It just throws things at me that I should be smarter about trying to handle. So, I think that's probably going to be it for the day. We had a pretty good run that time. I honestly didn't expect the first run to go that well. That was definitely not a typical run. Some days when I start, it takes 5 or 6 tries to get past, like, floor 5 of the dungeon. So, I think that ended pretty well in terms of the what we managed to accomplish. So, I think we're gonna call it there. Thank you guys so much for coming and watching. I had a lot of fun. My voice definitely hurts. I think I talked way too much. You know, it's just like being a kid in a candy shop, though, telling people about your favorite game, and you trying to impress them with all your skills and doing a bad job. You know? But I think that went pretty well. So, you know, what does a YouTuber say at the end of all their videos? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more intense video game action. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below how bad I did. Yeah, but you know, if you guys decide to try it out, I'd love to hear how it goes, you know, so definitely leave a comment or two as well. Yeah, so I think I'll just I'm probably gonna go eat a sandwich now or something. I don't know. The rest of my day isn't looking very busy, but also my throat hurts a lot. I definitely talk way too much. So, thanks for coming, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Later. Bye.